Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today Nathan and I are going to attempt to predict the final league placings of the 2020-2021 Premier League season, the actual final league table. But before we get on to this season's predictions, I've resurrected the Fantasy Football League for another season. It's called Bluebird Legend FF League. Those who played last season and you've already activated your account for this season, then you've already been automatically placed into the league. If you haven't, then head over to fantasy.premierleague.com, register yourself on there, select your team, then head over to the league section, join the private league, and the code for my private league is YNRBZB. That's YNRBZB. And good luck for the season. Last year I did okay-ish. I come in, was it 200 odd thousand?
Very good, yeah. Which
isn't too bad when you consider you're up 4 million players.
I didn't play it.
And yourself, well, you started off, but then you sort of gave up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I played it after this. Well, I didn't play after September. I just didn't have the time to change the team, and I got about 4 million, I think, this year.
Yes.
My worst ever.
Let's see how you get on this season anyway. So yeah, head over to there after you've watched this video, of course. But let's crack on with the predictions. Nathan, can you tell me who your 3 relegated teams are and the team who finishes in 17th position, just staying up by the skin of their teeth, perhaps?
Okay, so bottom of the league, I had West Brom. Don't get mad at me, West Brom fans, but well, most Premier League predictions channels that we've seen so far have been putting West Brom at the bottom of the table. I mean, struggled near the end of the Championship. Very lucky to go up, really, because Brentford, of course, bottled it. The main thing is, though, so it won't be a derby catastrophe from 2008. You have kept Matheus Pereira, who was instrumental in your promotion campaign, classing the Championship last season. Starting to get rid of the deadwood as well, with, well, you're trying to get rid of Kenneth Zahoy, who you signed last year for £8 million, of course, from Cardiff, who we're fans of. But what I am concerned about with your team is mainly your options up front, whether you're bringing a striker or not. Yes, you do have Charlie Austin. Well, Kenneth Zahoy scored 1 goal under Cardiff in the Premier League. So I'm really nervous about what you're going to offer up front. But I just don't think you'll have enough. Defence could be strengthened a bit, even though you have the likes of Semi Ajayi at the back. Even though you do have Bilic as a manager and a relatively solid defence at the back, which helped you to come up, really, I just don't think it will be enough. So, unfortunately, West Brom fans are going to put you bottom this year. 19th, quite controversial, I think. I've put Crystal Palace in 19th, going down after their, I think, 6-year stint in the Premier League. Bought Eze in from QPR, 20 million, fantastic player last season in the Championship. But with the way you just ended last season, losing absolutely everything, not bringing much else in, yeah, you haven't lost any players either. You've still got Zaha as well. But I just think it's going to be, for the time being, if he goes, this is definitely relegation. But yeah, I just don't think you'll have enough. I think Roy's run out of steam as well. Struggled at the end of last year. I can see him being the first manager to go. We'll discuss that later as well. So yeah, I'm second bottom. Palace, unfortunately, will probably bring someone like a Big Sam back in or something, but I don't think he'll be able to save him once again. Then in 18th, another sort of controversial one, I've gone Fulham. I just don't think you'll have enough. Many people saying yes, but Fulham playing in a good style of play. And they have a good squad as well, but they haven't. First of all, they haven't exactly bought in anyone of note that is quality. I'd say not your big buck signings that they bought in from the last time. I mean, you have brought in the likes of Lamina and Harrison Reed. Not sort of the quality that I think will be able to keep you in the Premier League, unfortunately. And their style, well, it's a ball fest, the style of football. We had to endure it 4 times that season. Oh my word, I almost put you to sleep, but. Yeah, somehow keeping it at the back and just keeping it in your own half is not going to win you points in the Premier League. Teams who put a high press up, like with the likes of Liverpool and Man City, will absolutely destroy you in the back door, and they will send you out the trap door back into the Championship. So yeah, they're going to be my 18th team. 17th, I've put West Ham. Many people will be upset with me about that, but I just think you're going to struggle once again, guys. You have re-signed Thomas Souček, which is a good signing. Re-signed him, he was good last season as well. But it's whether the likes of Haller will have a better season this year. Haller was awful second half of last season, just couldn't score. And will David Moyes be able to do something? Or will David Moyes do a David Moyes? But yeah, I think it's going to be another tricky campaign for you, and I can just see you missing out on the drop.
Okay, so my bottom three is as follows. I got, same as you, Nathan, I've gone for West Brom at the foot of the table. Who says Slaven Bilic? Okay, he's an excellent manager, but I don't think he's going to be able to conjure up enough magic to keep the Baggies up this season. I'd like to see them stay up. I just can't see it. As you say, Pereira has signed now a permanent deal. I think it's for a 4-year deal from Sporting Lisbon. He did ever so well last season in the Championship as well.
I'd be very concerned about West Brom if they didn't keep Pereira.
As you said, their options up front are minimal now. I think you've got Hal Robson-Cano and Charlie Austin. Zaha looks to be on his way out the door if they can get rid of him.
That was as well.
Yeah, not good there from Kenneth. He can be a handful on his day, but yeah, I think he's on his way. But time is on West Brom's side. Time is on all these teams' sides at the beginning of the season, because the transfer window doesn't slam shut until the 5th of October, so there's plenty of time. Anything can happen, and these predictions could all be wrong after a good few signings from a number of these sides. In 19th position, I've gone for the most boringest team in the Premier League, as you've already said, Nathan. Fulham. The way they play, if I was a Fulham fan,
I'd put my head in the sand
sorry, Fulham fans,
Pearson says.
But there's some sort of record going round about the number of passes made between two players against the centre backs, between the centre backs or full back and centre back, and it's just because they play around on the back.
Liverpool,
as you say, the teams are going to come at you, and I think that's going to be your undoing unless Parker pulls something out of the bag. As you said, Lamina has come in from Southampton, pretty decent signing, but
not spending the big bucks like last time.
No, that's right. Maybe that's a sensible thing.
That's sensible for him,
we could be talking a load of rubbish. We have got Mitrovic up front, who is a lot of handful, but how many red cards is he going to get this season? I think the referee's going to be keeping an eye on Mitrovic. So Bobby Reid, he hasn't really done it in the Premier League so far. He was sort of in and out of the Cardiff team there. Good on his day, but lucky, as we said, with West Brom as well. Fulham have got time to sign some new players. And in 18th position, I've gone for Aston Villa. I wasn't that impressed with them.
This is going to upset a lot of
I know, fans. I wasn't impressed with them last season. Looks like Jack Grealish, if the rumours are true, could be on his way to Man United. But Van der Beek has now gone to Man United from Ajax, so maybe that...
Grealish will stay.
Yeah, maybe 100%. It's put that transfer to bed, but we'll see. Only notable signing really that has come in so far for Villa is Matty Cash coming in from Nottingham Forest.
That's
a decent sign. I think winger turned full-back there. So those are my bottom three. And surviving by the skin of their teeth, I've gone for Crystal Palace. As you said, Nathan, Eze's come in from QPR. I'm really interested to see how he gets on in the Premier League. I was so impressed with him last season. I'd just like to see his progress in the Premier League now.
I just actually signed enough, to be honest.
They have got some decent players there, but they've been together a while now, finishing sort of that mid to lower table. But I think they're going to struggle this season, but I think they will just about stay up. And they've also signed, I think it's Nathan Ferguson as well, who comes in from West Brom. Yeah. Okay, so next up we go on for our 16th to 13th position. In the 16th place, I've actually gone for Leeds. Now, Leeds are splashing the cash. Got a great coach, of course, in Bielsa. Incoming transfers, you've got Koch that's come in from Freiburg.
That's a very good signing. He was impressive when watching Bundesliga.
In Bundesliga, and I think he's actually a German international as well. Rodrigo has come in from Valencia, who can play either as a striker or a winger. I think he mainly plays on the wing, but he can play up front as well. But will that be enough to keep Leeds in the Premier League? Okay, we know they've got an abundance of talent throughout the team. Calvin Phillips, of course, could be making his England debut over the next week or so, and also Jack Harrison is in the Leeds ranks as well. Big blow for them though, Ben White, who was so instrumental in that promotion campaign, winning campaign last season. Ben White has gone back to Brighton, and that only bodes well for Brighton, of course, who have actually put into 15th position. Graham Potter. Brighton, they have been in those sort of lower echelons of the league, sort of, you could say, keeping their head above water, above that relegation zone. I think they're going to be okay this season. They are going to teeter there or thereabouts, but I don't think they're going to be in as much danger as they have been in previous seasons. Lallana coming in from Liverpool, of course. They got Joel Veltman coming in from Ajax.
Veltman's a very good player.
Yeah, good right back there. Sure, another option in defence. Yeah, with the talent they brought in last season, and these the players coming in this season. Of course, there's plenty of time left in the window, and I think Brighton will finish in 15th position. In 14th position, I've gone for Newcastle. Incoming, you've got the likes of Jeff Hendrick, who's come in from Burnley on a free to give them a little bit more steel, you could say, in midfield. Whether he'll be playing all the time, I don't know.
Probably not.
And the only other notable transfer so far is a sort of a backup goalkeeper who's come in from Motherwell, Mark Gillespie. So there's plenty of time, though, as I said, and I keep repeating myself, before the transfer window slams shut on the 5th of October. And in 13th position, I've gone a lot higher than most. I've gone for West Ham.
Wow.
As you mentioned, Thomas Souček has actually signed a permanent deal now. He was on loan last season. Of course, played ever so well after lockdown. It's a good player there in the centre midfield. They got the likes of Yarmolenko, etc.
I just don't think they'll have enough, to be honest.
No. I think with Dave Moyles as well, he only came in last season as well, so he's been there a short period of time. He'll have this sort of mini pre-season, you could say, to get them all ready for the coming campaign. And I think they're going to be solid this season, West Ham, which will please the Hammers there. 13th position for me.
So moving on from my 16th to 13th, I have gone for Villa. Now Villa, I think they're going to have another alright season, building on from last year, but I think they'll just have enough to survive. Dean Smith will have another year to gel with the team, especially with the amount of signings they've made. Wesley coming back from injury as well, putting pressure on Samatta as well, who could be a good player. Grealish is set to stay, so that'll keep them strong. So that'll be 16th for me. As long as they can keep the defence strong as well, then they'll be all right. In 15th, I've gone for Leeds. Many Leeds fans won't be happy about that. You would have been much lower, trust me, if you hadn't have signed Rodrigo, because there is no way that you would have survived with Mr. Sitter Patrick Bamford up front in the Premier League.
Well,
way.
He does link up the play well. I know the Bielsa likes him as well, and he is kind of instrumental into how Leeds play as well, how they creates opportunities for other players. So.
Yeah, they do like to score around the pitch, but you need a good striker in the Prem, as like we've seen in the past. Otherwise, you just won't do it. But yeah, Leeds signing getting Helder Costa back, of course, and getting some good players in, especially Koch. I can't wait to see what he can do. But yeah, I think it'll be a strong season, and then they can build on from there. Then in 14th, I've gone for Newcastle. Will be another alright season for them. They haven't really signed much. It looks like Mike Ashley has kept his wallet closed, but Steve Bruce will have another strong one. The likes of Almiron, Joelinton, hopefully he'll actually score this season.
He did get a couple last year.
He got a couple, but not as many for the price tag. 50 million, completely ridiculous, but yeah, if you get the Longstaff brothers playing in the middle, short of the defence, Shelvey, the influence there, but Voldemort, of course, but yeah, I think they'll be alright. Then moving on to quite a controversial one, I've actually put Brighton in 13th, and you're asking me why I've put them up this high. That's because they've had a really good transfer window so far in my eyes. Getting Lallana in on a free transfer, that's a good signing, especially in the middle. He's going to put a really good influence on the team, especially when he's sort of an upper top 6 player, maybe just outside as well, so that'll be good for them.
I'd say his career's on the decline a bit now.
His career could be on the decline, but this could be a defining move for him. I think he could have a cracking season, to be honest. They've also got Joel Veltman in from Ajax. That's a great signing, along with Lars Dendoncker as well. Getting all these players in, mind releasing loads of the deadwood. Shane Duffy's gone as well. Good time to phase out Glenn Murray from the squad as well, in my eyes. Getting old.
Moyes gone over to Shanghai as well.
Yeah, but to be honest with Moy, I think Gross has the position, because it's going to be him and Lallana fighting over that central attacking midfield position. But good time to phase Glenn Murray out of the team, especially with the likes of Mopay up front, and also Aaron Connolly as well, who should have another great season. So I can see great things from Brighton this year under a great manager. I'd never say that in my life, jeez. Under Graham Potter. But anyway, Brighton 13th. So moving on from 12th to 9th, I've gone for Burnley. Had a quiet transfer window, bringing in some all right players though. Getting in Will Norris, backup keeper for Heaton and Pope after Joe Hart left. I think that's a good business decision there, lowering the wage budget a little bit. But yeah, I can see them having another good season. Sean Dyche's going to do it again. Losing Jeff Hendrick, but I think they'll be able to cope with it. And yeah, I think they'll have another solid one, even though they'll be 2 positions behind in 12th from last year where they finished 10th, obviously. In 11th then, I've got Southampton, going to finish exactly the same as last time. Hasenhüttl came in last season, reinvigorated the team. Danny Ings on fire. I think he's going to have another great season. Getting in Kyle Walker-Peters from Tottenham is a good transfer, especially in defence as well. That'll help them out a lot to push up the table. But I think 11th is the maximum they can get this year, and I think that'll be another good season for Southampton personally as well. Releasing a lot of the deadwood as well, such as Rashida and Elanusi as well. I think I've said that right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Elanusi actually signed last season.
Yeah, he did. Quick to get him off the books though, I've noticed.
Well, he's only going out on loan, is he, to Celtic?
So. Yeah. Could be from more experience, who knows if he's in Hasenhüttl's long-term plans. Moving on, 10th position, we've got Sheffield United, down 1 from last season. Getting Aaron Ramsdale in from Bournemouth, of course, who got relegated last year because Dean Henderson looks like he's going to go to backup for Man United while they try and phase out David De Gea, especially when his form is up and down like a yo-yo at the moment. Getting in Fodringham from Rangers on a free as well could be a good signing. You never know, but yeah, with the style of play, overlapping centre backs, I think they'll have another solid one. Minus McBurney, of course. You never know, he could score a few goals, but another solid season for Sheffield United, so can see them finishing 10th. Then in 9th I've got Leicester. Good squad, lost Chilwell, that might hinder them a little bit, but I don't know, I think they'll be alright. There's still time to go in the transfer window. Haven't bought anyone in just yet, even though they have the massive profits that they've got. But I think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll be good as last year. They'll be consistent for most of the season, beating all the teams around them. Can't see them finishing any higher than 9th due to the other teams above them, but I think this will be another solid season for Leicester.
So looking at my 12th to 9th position, the 12th position, I've actually gone for Southampton. They brought in exciting young 21-year-old Ghanaian centre-back Mohamed Salisu from Real Valladolid in Spain. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he gets on in this Southampton team. Last season, of course, Danny Ings almost gaining the golden boot. Vardy, of course.
Vardy was insane last year.
Excellent, wasn't he? So, Southampton in 12th position, really solidifying cementing their place in the Premier League in mid-table. At the moment of obscurity, but in the coming seasons, you never know, they could start to move up the table if they keep hold of Hasenhüttl. In 11th position, I've had to go for Everton, the Toffees this time. A lot of people are tipping Everton.
That's controversial.
A lot higher for me, especially now that they've actually brought in James Rodriguez, who's only just recently signed. Quality player, but is he going to be able to do it in the Premier League? He didn't really do it in Germany. We haven't really seen a lot of him at his peak in these past couple of seasons. So can he do it in the Premier League? I'm not so sure, but it'll be really interesting to find out.
I'll get onto it later with my thoughts on it.
Yeah, hopefully he'll do well. They've also brought in an under 19-year-old left back, Nias Kanuku, I think that's how you pronounce it, on a free transfer from Marseille. So interesting to see how he gets on. Also interesting to see how Calvert-Lewin gets on, because after lockdown, I don't think he scored a single goal. He may have got one, correct me if I'm wrong, Toffees fans, but I don't think he did score a single goal after we came back from that enforced break. So he'll need to kick on, especially, I think, Richarlison had a lot of the weight put on his shoulders. So we need to see some more goals from Calvert-Lewin, otherwise we can see them finishing in 11th position. In 10th position, I've gone for Sheffield United, sort of tailed off at the back end of last season. Chris Wilder doing a fantastic job. Haven't really brought in a lot of players, or any players of note really. They have brought in Ramsdale from Bournemouth to replace Dean Henderson, who's gone back to Manchester United, of course. Solid keeper Ramsdale. Should keep Sheffield United more than above water. Won't be teetering on the edge of relegation. I can't see them really. Maybe they'll be edging towards European places, but I just don't think they've got enough at this point again to reach Europe this season. In 9th position, I've gone for now solid every season now is Sean Dyche's Burnley. So far, they haven't really brought any players in. I know they brought in a few youngsters.
There's still time to go, though.
There's still time to go, as we've already said. But Will Norris has come in as another backup keeper there for the likes of Heaton and Pope. But yeah, that's my 9th to 12th positions. Going from 8th now up to 5th, we see, surprisingly perhaps, Leicester City I've put in 8th position. Their team is growing now, keeping hold of a lot of the players that have got them through, although, players, they are aging a little. Vardy, how long can he go on for?
Yeah, how long until we'll start phasing him out?
I know, yeah, that's right. But they have got a lot of young talent there. They play good football, but they did, tail off at the end of last season. And with the amount of quality coming into the Premier League, they won't struggle. They'll have a good season again, but I can't see them reaching the heights of where they did last year, where they were in those Champions League spots and just fading at the end of the campaign. In 7th position, I've gone for Wolves again to clinch this 7th berth. I don't think they're in Europe. No, they're not in Europe because of the ways things managed out. Arsenal winning the FA Cup and all that. So far, they've only signed Maciej Sarkic, a young goalkeeper coming in from Aston Villa. In 6th position, now this is going to surprise a lot of people. I've gone for Manchester United. Ighalo has signed a deal now to keep him there until I think it's the end of January 2021. They've just signed Donny van de Beek, that's an excellent signing in the middle of the park. And if they can keep hold of Pogba and Fernandes, then they're going to have a good season. But they are in the Champions League next season, so they're going to have to, Ollie's going to have to manage his squad a little bit better than he did probably at the end of last season, where I think they sort of tired towards those last few games. And I think Rashford as well I think he's going to start the season injured because he's pulled out of the England squad for these coming international. So yeah, Manchester United in 6th position, and then in 5th position I've actually gone for Arsenal. Now I was weighing up with Arsenal, they could actually get in to the top 4. They just signed Gabriel on a £27 million deal from Lille. He joins William, who's a fellow Brazilian coming in from Chelsea, of course. They've also got David Luiz from who is also a Brazilian. So they've got a good array of Brazilian talent there. Also returning to the Gunners from France, we've got Saliba, who's another defender. So whether he'll get a lot of game time, I don't know. But Gabriel looks a fine player to be coming in. So they should be more solid. We saw how solid they were in the Community Shield, where they were they drew 1-1 at the end against Liverpool. But Community Shield and the FA Cup. So, defensively, Arteta seems to be sorting them out now. So I've actually put in Arsenal in 5th position.
Okay, so moving on from my 8th to 5th, I've gone for Everton in 8th. Continuing from last season, Ancelotti, of course. Great manager. I can see them coming out of the park flying, to be honest. Calvert-Lewin with Richarlison up front. I think they'll be scoring straight away with the influence from James Rodriguez. What a signing that is for Everton behind. Many people asking, will he be a flop and everything?
They've got a lot of injuries.
They
had a lot of injuries as well at the tail end of last season as well. So hopefully a lot of those players will come back in, and maybe they will be a force this season.
They could be indeed. But Rodriguez, he hasn't really been seen since 2014. Unfavoured with Zidane, just lived on the bench. Went out to Bayern Munich because of course Ancelotti loves signing him all the time. He did have some great moments at Bayern. Went back to Real Madrid, still couldn't get off the bench, but signed permanently for Everton now. I think this will be a good signing for him, and this will really show how good he was, especially from the 2014 World Cup.
We shall see.
I think it's going to happen. I think he's going to put loads of influence on Everton for them to finish 8th. In 7th, we've gone for Wolves once again. I think they're going to have another solid season, pushing for Europe. They were all right near the end of last season as well. That's going to continue for them. Got a good squad. They have lost Matt Doherty, unfortunately, but I don't think that'll affect them too much. I think they'll probably get a replacement within the next few weeks. So yeah, I think they'll be fine and finish in 7th once again. That is sort of the Wolves spot in there now. Then in 6th, like you, I've gone for Man United. Yeah, they have a good squad and everything. Really good midfield, probably one of the best in the Premier
Going forward,
League.
they're lightning, aren't they?
Going forward, they're lightning. The defence does concern me a little bit, especially down the left-hand side and often in the middle as well. But looking at the other teams, I just can't see them being better than your Tottenhams, your Arsenals, your Chelseas, your Liverpools and your Man Cities. The most I can see you finish, looking at all the other squads, is 6th really. So 6th for Man United, just about making it into Europe. Then in 5th position, I've gone for Spurs, just missing out on the top floor. Matt Doherty, great signing for them. That'll really fill up the hole in the right back, where you've had the likes of Serge Aurier there and Eric Dyer. All or Nothing's been a really good watch as well, if you haven't already watched that. Mourinho, class manager. I think they'll have a lot more going forward. It's just they need to get the likes of Son, Moura, Dele and Harry Kane playing up front with a slightly better midfield, and then they'll be able to push for Champions League in future seasons. In 4th place, I've gone for Arsenal. They sort of lived there.
They did do in the last couple of years.
Couple of years when they dropped off a cliff, but brought in some really good signings. Gabriel looks really good from Lille. He needs to tighten up the defence, Arteta especially. David Luiz just needs to go. Embarrassment of a defender, but as long as they can keep the attacking line there and a strong midfield, then they should get in the Champions League.
Yeah, I think Aubameyang is key there. If he goes, then it doesn't look like he is going to go. Yes, I think Arsenal will be solid myself as well.
Yeah, Aubameyang and Lacazette up front, going to score loads of goals this season. Hopefully Nicolas Pepe won't be a flop again, but yeah, if they all play well, then definitely fall for Arsenal. In 3rd place, I have gone for Chelsea. Had a fantastic transfer window, bringing in some great players. They could even contend for 2nd or the title if they get lucky. Timo Werner, great option up front. He looks to be a really good signing. Just make sure you don't give him the number 9 number. Obviously, that is cursed. Fernando Torres, Morata, who's awful. Giroud.
I think Giroud's done okay.
He's done okay, but he's not exactly the world-class striker that everyone's looking for. He's not. He's not your Drogba, is he?
So sure. Well, he's not your Drogba. He's a different type of player, but he's got his part to play.
He's got his part to play. He's good for coming off the bench, Giroud, I reckon. Hakim Ziyech, great signing from Ajax. He should have come over years ago because he's been class in the Eredivisie for years. I think he's gonna be one of the best Premier League players this season, I reckon. Chilwell from Leicester, another great signing for them. 50 million, worth every penny in my eyes. Great left back, probably one of the best in the Premier League. Bringing in Thiago Silva on a free signing from PSG. What a signing that is as well, especially for the cost as well. He's a great defender, needed at the back to strengthen there. And Chelsea are going to have a good season, obviously putting loads of players on loan, as they always do. Getting rid of Pedro and Williams, sort of the deadwood on the wing to allow the likes of Ziyech and Havertz, who's probably going to come in soon as well. What a signing that would be as well. So, yeah, Frank Lampard's doing a great job there. He's going to have another good season, so 3rd for me. Now for the top 2. Very interesting, I'm saying. Now, this is going to be completely conditional on one thing. And I'll tell you why. Liverpool, it's going to be the same as last year. Liverpool continuing with their great squad, and Man City, of course. But if Man City sign Lionel Messi, then they're going to win the league. Messi, Sterling, Aguero up front. That's ridiculous. If they control the defence,
if Aguero can keep away from injuries, isn't it?
If he can keep away from injuries, and if Gabriel Jesus as well on top of it stays. I mean, shored up the defence. Nathan Ake on signing from Bournemouth, great signing that is. Shoring up the defence, especially with the injury problems they had there last season. They're going to run away with it this season if Messi comes, of course. Think he'll have a good one. I mean, Leroy Sané sort of making room for him after he wants to go back to Germany. But Liverpool signing this great player from I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not going to bother. From Olympiacos, he looks great for squad depth and stuff. But if Man City get Messi there, they just won't have enough, and I think they will with what's been agreed today. So yeah, Man City finishing first, Liverpool second, Salah, Mane, Firmino up front. I think they're going to have another good one, but it's just not good enough to go past Man City, unfortunately. So this year, Man City are going to win the title for me.
Fantastic. Okay, my top 4. I'm actually going to go for Tottenham Hotspur to finish in 4th position. Yeah, I think he's going to get hold of this bunch of players and really galvanise them. Yeah. I don't think they've got enough there to finish at the top of the very top of the table, but they will gain Champions League position. They have brought in Højbjerg from Southampton. Doherty is a great addition. to go. I think he plays right back, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's right back.
Right back. So that's going to put pressure on Aurier as well. So I can see more players coming in, and that should get them or clinch them a Champions League spot. But then it's all about the top three there. Chelsea seem to be signing everybody. You got, as you've already mentioned, Nathan, you got Werner. You could possibly be seeing Kai Havertz coming in for around about 100 million. That's just a crazy signing. Ziyech as well, brilliant player, one of the top players in Champions League football. He had some like the top assists. I think I've already mentioned that in a previous video. Okay, we've got Thiago Silva coming in as well. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth, but he looked fantastic in that Paris Saint-Germain defence in the Champions League final. But Chelsea, don't think they've got just quite enough at the moment to challenge Liverpool and Man City. But I think that the gap will be a lot smaller than it was last season. In second position, I've actually gone for Liverpool. I think then in the Champions League, they kind of took their foot off the gas at the end of last season. Okay, they'd already won the championship. They hadn't won, as we've been reminded so many times, for 30 years, and it was a relief, you could say. Fans love it and everything. Well done them. But I don't think they're going to have. I think they're just going to fall short slightly this season. I think the onus of them having, putting all the weight of expectation on the likes of Salah, Mane and Firmino. I think they do need another striker there.
They need to back up.
I think they do. They've got Origi there, but is he the answer? I'm not sure. He is a good player, but
you need a guaranteed goal scorer.
They need sort of a fox in the box. But then the way Liverpool play, they do need somebody like Firmino there. But the weight of expectation on those three, I think they're going to come up a little bit short. But they got the best defender possibly on the planet in
Virgil van Dijk.
So it's going to be very close this season. For my champions, I'm going to go for Manchester City. Okay, they have lost Sané, but he didn't really play last season. Kevin De Bruyne just gets better each and every season. If they do bring in Messi, well, it's pretty much game over.
Indeed.
Although they're going to be fighting on two fronts. Messi is 33, so he doesn't look, at the moment, he doesn't look like he's slowing down. He has got a good couple of years.
And not only that as well, he's unproven elsewhere. I mean, look at him for Argentina.
I know, everybody goes on about him. He hasn't, he's always been in Spain. He's only done it in Spain. If he does come, then this will be, he can prove everybody that he can do it in another league. So really excited to see it if he does come. But the amount of quality in Manchester City at the moment, I think they're going to win the title. Ake, of course, you said coming in from Bournemouth should be a good addition to them. So Manchester City, my Premier League champions for the 2021 season. So there you have it, guys. That's our predictions for the coming season. Nathan, before we go, have you got anything to add?
So to my channel, link in description below. If this goes up by Thursday night, will it?
I doubt it.
Which we highly doubt it.
It might.
Then I am streaming Thursday night, of course. Wales playing
Sunday as well.
And Sunday I'll be streaming as well. Both the Wales games, and then the streams will be back full time for when Cardiff City return. So sub to my channel, link in description below for that. And as I was touching on earlier, we always do this. Who's going to be the first manager to go?
Ooh, I think that will be Scott Parker.
Really?
No, I think that will be. It's either going to be Roy or it's going to be Dean Smith.
Completely agree with you, but I just think it depends. Whoever has the worst start of the season, I think it's going to be either one of them. And
not necessarily. If you got the likes of Fulham down there or West Brom rock bottom, unless they're trailing by about 10 points, then.
But the thing is, I
can't see them going unless there's a big deficit there.
Yeah, but I can't see them getting rid of Slaven Bilic either because of how good of a manager he is and how he got them up last season. But then again, they sacked Darren Moore when they were fourth.
Yeah, exactly.
Halfway through, which was just ridiculous. So, West Brom can do the odd stupid transfer.
So you're going for
sacking.
Roy or Dean Smith as well?
It's gonna. I think it's just going to be Roy over Dean Smith, but it's going to be whoever has the worst starts of the season out of both of them.
Fantastic. Okay, so reminder as well: the fantasy football on the screen now is the code. Just to head over to fantasy.premierleague.com if you haven't registered, and register there and join the mini league. The Premier League predictions will return for week 1 as well next week, probably around about Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And also we've got the Championship, the final league table of the Championship as well to predict. That'll probably come out sometime on the weekend. But for now, Nathan, once again, we'll bid you farewell and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers, guys.